Diana Taurasi wasn't too happy as Caitlin Clark made headlines once again, this time while facing off against Taurasi's Mercury team. Every time Caitlin hits the court, she seems to break a new record, and her second matchup against Phoenix was no different. If you remember their first meeting, Caitlin was just one rebound away from a triple-double. She didn't let that slide, though. In her very next game, she became the youngest player in WNBA history to post a triple-double. But not reaching that milestone against Taurasi must have left her hungry, because the next time she faced the Mercury, she turned up the heat. This time, Caitlin and her teammate Aaliyah Boston made franchise history. They became the first duo in Indiana Fever history to each score 20 points and grab double-digit rebounds in the same game. They were both dominating Phoenix, and Caitlin wasn't done making history. She also racked up 7 assists in the first quarter alone, a new Fever record. Now, she holds the team record for most assists in both a single quarter and a single game. From the opening tip, Caitlin took control of the offense. She packed the stat sheet like only 2 rookies in league history have ever done, herself and Angel McCoughtry. Those are the only 2 rookies to ever post at least 20 points and 10 assists in a game, and now Caitlin stands alone as the only one to do it twice. Still, it wasn't all smooth sailing. While Caitlin delivered plenty of highlights, the Fever saw their 31-point lead drop to just 4 points with 3 minutes left. That kind of collapse is a big concern, especially since Indiana had a rough start to the season and has only recently been gaining momentum. Fortunately, they managed to hang on and close out the win, but it made for a stressful finish. That frustration came out late in the game when Caitlin lost her cool and slammed a chair. Some of that emotion came from questionable officiating, including a moment when Brittany Griner hit her in the face and no foul was called. Caitlin has been dealing with this kind of treatment all season, hard hits and no whistle. Still, as usual, she brushed it off and kept playing like a pro. One of the game's biggest highlights was Caitlin putting on a dribbling clinic. She used a quick between-the-legs move to freeze her defender, spotted the opening, and sliced through the lane for an easy layup. That kind of quick thinking and tight handle proves she's not just a sharpshooter from deep. She can break defenders down one-on-one just as well. Her ability to create shots off the dribble is one of the reasons people compare her to Steph Curry. But if she wants to truly earn that comparison, we're still waiting to see Caitlin attack the paint more consistently, and that could be the next big step in her game. Even so, the former Iowa Hawkeye star had another impressive outing, finishing with 20 points and 13 assists. That marked her 5th double-double in a row. Through just 24 career games, she's already tied the Fever's assist record 4 times. At this rate, it's only a matter of time before she officially breaks that 13-assist mark for good. Against the Mercury, Caitlin was running the show, dropping dimes and setting up her teammates with passes so sharp they left defenders completely lost. What made it even better? Diana Taurasi had to sit courtside and watch the whole thing unfold. Taurasi was out with an injury, which was disappointing for fans hoping to see a head-to-head rematch with Caitlin. But even though she wasn't in uniform, Caitlin still managed to get under her skin. Throughout the game, Taurasi was visibly frustrated and repeatedly argued with the refs, trying to get calls to swing in her team's favor. And you have to wonder, if she was that fired up from the bench, imagine how much worse it would have been if she had been on the floor getting torched by Caitlin's quick handles or long-range bombs. Taurasi's frustration wasn't too surprising though, especially considering her past comments. Not long ago, she warned that Caitlin was in for a rude awakening once she got to the WNBA. She said, "Reality is coming. You might look superhuman against 18-year-olds, but now you're facing grown women who've been playing pro basketball for years." That comment didn't sit well with a lot of fans. Many called her a hater, accusing her of being jealous of Caitlin, who's quickly becoming the new face of the league. But Taurasi didn't back down. She stood by her words and even fired back at the criticism, saying fans were just being too sensitive.
It's the new fans. They're really sensitive these days. You can't say anything. It's kind of like when you go from kindergarten to first grade, there's a learning adjustment. When you go from high school to college, there's a learning adjustment. I don't think I said anything that wasn't factually correct, and like any...
You could say Diana Taurasi has earned the right to talk a little trash. After all, she's one of the greatest WNBA players of all time. But the reason her comments rubbed so many fans the wrong way is because Caitlin Clark has been taking heat from all directions lately. And yet, Caitlin has only shown respect toward Taurasi. In fact, Caitlin has always spoken highly of her. She said she's always associated Taurasi with women's professional basketball and admired her fire and intensity. Facing her on the court? That was a dream come true. Caitlin even said, "That's someone I grew up idolizing, looking up to, and wanting to be like. I don't know if many people will ever do it like she has." So clearly, while Taurasi's attitude was competitive and sharp, Caitlin's was nothing but respectful and inspired. That contrast is part of why the Fever versus Mercury matchup had so much hype. Fans wanted to see if Taurasi could back up her words, and how Caitlin would handle playing against someone she's looked up to her whole life. And Caitlin didn't shy away from the spotlight. She showed up and balled out, nearly grabbing a triple-double with 15 points, 12 assists, and 9 rebounds. Taurasi, on the other hand, put up 19 points with 3 assists and 3 rebounds in 32 minutes. What made the moment even more interesting was that just 2 nights earlier, Taurasi had a great game against the Sparks, hitting 5 threes. But against the Fever, she shot just 2 for 10 from deep. Maybe the pressure of backing up her own trash talk got to her. In the post-game press conference, though, Taurasi gave Caitlin her flowers. She admitted she was impressed by what Caitlin's been able to do this early in her pro career.
I mean, it's amazing. What Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far has just been nothing short of remarkable. The one thing that I really love about her, she loves the game. You can tell she's put the work in. And even, throughout, her short WNBA career, it's been a lot of pressure, a lot of things thrown at her. And, she keeps showing up and keeps getting better every single game. So her future is super bright.
The Fever's social media team didn't hold back after the big win. They posted "Reality Check" on X, clearly taking a playful jab at Diana Taurasi. The post was a direct nod to Taurasi's earlier comments downplaying Caitlin Clark's hype before her rookie season started. So, heading into their second matchup, the tension was high, and all eyes were on Taurasi. This time, the pressure wasn't on Caitlin. It was on Taurasi, who had a lot to say before, but could only watch from the sidelines as Caitlin made history right in front of her. No wonder she looked frustrated. She wasn't just watching a game. She was watching her own words get flipped on her, live. Caitlin Clark's greatness can't be denied anymore. She's dangerous in every part of the game. Even when her shot isn't landing, she's finding teammates with sharp passes, controlling the tempo, and grabbing boards. That's why she wins, because she impacts every moment on the floor. She didn't just become the youngest player to notch a triple-double. She also became the fastest rookie in WNBA history to rack up over 100 points and 50 assists, doing it in just 8 games. These are major milestones, and she's hitting them fast. In no time, she's already carved out her place in the league's record books. No matter how hard some voices in the league try to downplay it, the truth is clear. Caitlin Clark is on track to be one of the all-time greats. And when it comes to the Rookie of the Year race, that's not even up for debate. It's hers, no question. Just like Taurasi, Caitlin's critics will have to get used to watching from the sidelines, because she's here, and she's taking over the WNBA.